My talk is on reverse engineering. So I'll be speaking on Mitmproxy, which stands for Man in the Middle Proxy. You see through libraries by reverse engineering the network calls. Of course, when you do pip install something, you're calling maybe a library called Stripe. You know, there's this little black box where you don't know what is happening inside the code. You are told it's a library and you're just to call it with some parameters. You have to get response. So that's what I'll be talking about. This talk will help you peel through layers of abstraction and gain insights into the network behaviors of libraries and applications. Understanding the inner workings of network interactions is crucial for developers, security professionals, and tech enthusiasts. Who am I? I'm Chooks for short, Chuwudi. Martin Nwachukwu, a seriously detribalized Nigerian. I need to stress that. I'm a PSF fellow and a recipient of the PSF Community Service Award. I help to lead the Python Nigeria community. I speak and understand many languages, both human and machines. I run Pitch Cardinal Coding Limited. I run Pitch Cardinal Coding Limited, and that has some wonderful solutions ready-made for the market. And then I'm here to make you shout, wow, wow, wow. You know how ambulance sound? So let's go on the journey. We dive in head first. You will discover what data is being sent and received by the libraries your applications depend on. You'll learn how to debug complex network calls and analyze traffic for potential vulnerability. We're going to be using Mitmproxy. I want to assume some things. I'm sorry to Windows users, neither do I like Mac. I'll do pip install. I work on Linux. My flavor, Linux variant. My flavor being Ubuntu. And I'm using Python 3.1.12. And you just do pip install Mitmproxy, Cloudinary, and distinct ID. Pip install distinct ID is an open source library I have outside there to help me to solve, or anyone, issues with generating distinct IDs for your applications. I don't like, please, it's your choice. I don't like UUID. I don't like them. Well, that's personal choice. I don't like it. It's not sortable. So, first of all, I have this code that you can run to upload an image. We'll get there. I just need to explain some things. You would see where I put os.getEnv, cloud underscore name. So what did I do? I'm on Ubuntu, so I've added it to my initial startup script. So you don't need to see that, and I don't need to fiddle with that. I don't know how you do that on Windows, but I think it's with path. Then I call the library, I do an upload, and then I give it a tag. I give it a distinct ID, public ID. Then I dump the JSON. Second, I try to check if the image is there by searching the tag with the expression PyConng 2024, which is the tag of the previous load. And then, are you ready? So we need to see some things in action, and you need to follow me. I know this is a talk, but with a little bit of tutorial, because I wanted to show something. Sorry to Mac users, I don't mean to look down on you, but it was very complex for me doing so many things. It makes you lazy. Yeah, you develop on Mac, and you deploy to the server, and you're having file permission issues. I started investigating. Mac is permissive, allows you to do impossible things, but that's not how it works in real life. And then you start saying it works on my PC. So why am I using Docker? Okay, in this place, I have some files, and I have this flyer that I want to upload. I've uploaded it before, okay? So I'll run this code. It will upload this guy. I'll investigate it. These are commands that I'll be running. These are the requirements of TXT. And this is our hacking script. So I can do a cat first. Sorry. Basically, I've shown this. So what does this guy do behind the scene? All other things being equal, I need to, please notice that I've activated my environment. So the next thing to do is to run the code. All other things being equal, if there are no issues, it should go through. The issues could come from network. So don't worry, you will see some of my API keys or what have you, I'll change them. Relax. So feel free to copy and know that this is just for demo purposes, so I'll change them. So this is the tag I gave, and this was generated by my library. It's time sortable. There can't be a collision on the same machine. It's not possible. You can check out the code and try and do it. It has 100% test coverage, by the way. So if I open this, Cloudinary is so benevolent such that they give us places to save files like the S3. So this is what I uploaded. So we are going to reverse engineer. Behind the scene, when I did all that, I just called Cloudinary and it did something. And the first time I used it, I wasn't too comfortable. So I wanted to see what Cloudinary was doing behind the scenes. So I started this process. Remember earlier, I have a file called I have this process.txt, and I'll upload this later, and you can always find it. I'm looking for my mouse. So I'll run this first, and I'll explain to you. Here is our tool. What is Mitmproxy? It's a library that is not spoken of in the community. You go online, you search, there are things about it, but it's limited. But you don't want to know what I'm able to achieve with that thing. Many of the issues you spend time writing code on are actually not necessary. Mitmproxy can handle it as a man in the middle and get going. I have it working on production in case you want to know. So I tell it, I say, I want the SSL to be insecure. Please don't tell me about certificates. I'm not interested. I just want to go through. This is what I want you to do. Anytime you see anything that has to do with me calling port 9500, just funnel that traffic to api.cloudinary.com. That's all I need. All those appendages of /xyz, it will do it. There are differences. The first will fail, the second will pass, the third will pass. Please watch. I know you write codes. A developer was telling me last week that he didn't really know the meaning of the header host until he started having issues. You have header host, you're calling curl. Do you know what it means? You know, we just overlook it. Here we go. I think, apologies, please. So I'd like to run my code called investigate. Okay. When I do that, all other things being equal, it will give me a JSON file, and I have access to the file, which is public. But we're going to see what is happening right now. So here we go. I'm done with investigate. We're going to go to the routes. The routes is normally this way. Okay, so let's do it this way. I'll drag the investigation into the screen so that you'll see what I'm talking about. Ouch. Okay, here we go. Investigate just basically configures the Cloudinary and helps me to search. That's what I'm doing. However, uh, who knows about this in Python? You know, Python has a lot of nifty tools that a lot of people don't know, and you go on installing and using so many things. If you run anything that generates a JSON, valid JSON, and you pipe it to Python 3 with that library, it would give you a formatted text. Okay, so an example could be this. That's a valid JSON. And you get it formatted so that you wouldn't feel there's any magic going behind the scene. That's what we're doing there. So you will be seeing it going forward. So the first thing I'll be running again is opening up a port. This time around, I'll be using this, and I want you to check it. So please stay with me. So when I do this, Mitmproxy opens up a port for me, 9500, that I can access. But whatever goes through that port, it sure knows to direct it through here. If you do Nginx, it's just basically the same thing. But this time around, this is Python based, and you can script it to whatever. You can use it to just about anything. With Mitmproxy, I'm telling you confidently, I've been able to do an accordion in HTML just for experiment and call some bank apps that will never allow you to do that. And I'm running 3 bank apps in one tab. And they don't know, and they're falling in the traffic. So right now, I'm going to run the routes, and you will see everything in its glory. So the port we're going to be hitting is port 8500 and 9500. Right now, I'm going to run routes. So I just activated the shell. I'm sorry to those who use other libraries. I'm comfortable with virtual env. I'm not here for argue. Okay, here we go. Please watch as we proceed. Here, we're going to run this code here, and we will be getting the response. I don't know, I keep looking for my mouse. Please watch this place and watch here. That place is empty. All other things being equal, we got an error. And from the error, I could see that they're actually running Nginx. Okay, that's fine. He gave me a 400. So here is the code. You had seen it earlier. I just changed the URL. That's all I did. Here we go. See, that's all I did. It's supposed to be pointing to Cloudinary. This is not about hacking Cloudinary, please. This is about learning things. Something drove me down there, okay? They are not being hacked. Don't go ahead to say that. This is just normal things. Now, I noticed Cloudinary has something. I'm not sure I found it in their API, but because I went through their source code, I saw something beautiful. I could incorporate that into my API too. So this fails, okay? So I'll go and investigate why it failed. Here we go. So I come here on Mitmproxy, I see this, I click it, and it shows me the host. So I know you're seeing my basic, just relax. So it shows me the host, and if it gets to the Nginx server, it can't find the 127 dot blah blah blah, it fails. So to make it pass, I run the second one. I'm told I have 10 minutes, I'm almost done. Now, there's a bit different. There's a little bit difference. You see this when I push the code, and when I run this again, that guy that was failing originally will pass. Now it has passed. Same code. Let's go and investigate. It's a post. It passed. And if you experiment, you'll see that the host is now pointing to the right side. He gets to the Nginx and he finds where it's going, then he can meander its way through. So I got a response. And it's the response that you saw at the other side. I'll leave this. It's supposed to be a talk. I just wanted to introduce Mitmproxy. It's Python based. If you spend 1 hour on that tool every day, by next year, you'll be writing the type of quality code that people will be amazed that I tell you, you understand HTTP stack very well, and you can solve right about any problem. I'll give you another scenario you can use it for. You can put it, I use it in your dev environment, and every request goes through it. So if there is an issue, it's very easy for you to go to Mitmproxy and trace what is coming without you opening your network tab. And what's more, you can even save those requests and run them later. So if you get access to Stripe and you are developing, you don't need to be calling them all the time. You could run from the cache and give yourself response and get going and settle the issue with network calls almost instantaneously. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Questions? Any question?
No. Yes.
I really enjoy your sorry. I enjoyed the lecture on man in the middle. I have two requests. One, I would prefer if I can get access to the repo. Um, I think it's hosted publicly.
No, I'll do that right away as you're speaking. So I'll just drag this back and I'll work on it.
Okay.
So, but
Second part,
to everybody who needs it out there, I think I'll just put it on /PyConNG 2024. My I guess I didn't finish this part. Please, apologies. Okay, so after my ready set, thank you. I think I have these social media channels, LinkedIn, GitHub, Telegram is always iChooks everywhere you go, on X or Telegram. It's, oh, yes, I have another Telegram that is ZUOIKE, which is the Igbo word for just take a rest. Sometimes I want to be reminded I'm on social media that I need to rest. Then my WhatsApp number is there. You can reach me anytime. So
the second question, request basically, is on what ground can we use this apart from the normal probing of the HTTP request and
I can use it for anything. See, I think you should take your time to go through it. So I'll tell you a specific niche of a problem I solved. An IoT company reached out and they needed to deploy an app that needs a rewrite on their URLs. I could do it with Nginx, but then there is more to it. It needed some complexities and Nginx couldn't do it. So if I needed to go further into Nginx, I could use the Lua programming language to do it, but I was more comfortable with Python. So I deployed this, I put it in between, I do all the cleaning, you just call your API and everything goes normally where it's supposed to be. I didn't touch the code. I settled it at this layer and it's fine, it's working well.
More questions? Question? Question? Okay. If we have no question, please Appreciate him with a round
So-
of applause.
It's on iChooks/PyConNG 2024. GitHub, iChooks/PyConNG 2024. It will be up soon. Thank you.